I am not happy. So as you know, KSI v Alex Wasabi, it's off. It's over with. It's done for. And so I guess I want to give my kind of initial thoughts on just this whole debacle that has become YouTube Boxing 2022. Now, personally, no one was expecting this summer. This was supposed to be the summer of YouTube Boxing. Austin versus Gibb. We were supposed to have KSI versus Alex, Jake versus Tommy, and then Jake versus Hasim. And now everything's canceled, except KSI's event, and even that original fight is no longer a thing. Now, Jake and KSI, they've had their beef on Twitter. You guys have seen that. It's been a day. I didn't like that KSI was fighting Alex Wasabi. And I don't like that he's fighting Swarmz. Both opponents were bad. Now, here's the thing. Here's the context, though. It's a warm-up fight. The whole purpose of this event is not for KSI to prove, wow, I can beat a legitimately good fighter. No. It's to dust off the cobwebs. To get the ring rust off. To get him an easy W. To get him a fight that he's going to win. That he knows he's going to win. On someone that he knows is not on his level. Which is why I didn't like the fight. Because that's what Jake Paul does. However, the difference is that KSI admits to this reality, that this is just a bum fight. Whereas Jake considers beating Nate and Ben Askren like as if he beat like Canelo or Floyd Mayweather or something. And it's convinced people that he could beat those kind of people. I accepted KSI versus Wasabi. I accepted it. I knew it was going to happen. I think that he could have picked someone a bit more legitimate that was still a bum. You know, Chuck Liddell, Dylan Dennis, but whatever. And so we had that fight set to happen, right? And then Alex pulls out with a concussion. Now, Gibb also had a head injury. I hope Alex feels better. But then, you know, there's a conspiracy that Jake, you know, did all of this to get to KSI. Cancel the Hasim fight. You know, and it is dodgy. It is sketchy. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't be surprised if Jake said, hey, Alex, you know, you pull out of this fight, we'll get you an MVP deal or something. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. However, it's not confirmed that that happened, so I can't say that that's what actually happened. But what I will say is that we are seeing the effects of boxing. In boxing, fighters get hurt. There's brain injuries. There's fallouts. That's why boxing kind of is not at the level of the UFC, because fights don't get made for various different reasons. And this is the first time that we're seeing YouTube boxing events actually get canceled or have different opponents. And again, I think that Swarmz, no one knows who he is, but he's a rapper. I think that, you know, KSI picked someone that he's going to beat pretty easily. I know people are upset about it, but again, the concept of this event was a warm-up fight, meaning he's going to win. And the opponent ain't going to be that exciting. Is Jake, you know, calling KSI scared? Let me clear this up. Is KSI scared of Jake Paul? No. Does KSI believe he can beat Jake Paul right now? Yes. So then why isn't he fighting him, Andres? I will give you this. The quote-unquote excuses that he made for not fighting Jake now, or when Alex asked him in the face-to-face if he could beat Jake right now, is his ego talking, saying, you know, I have to prove I'm the A side, yada, yada, yada. Listen, common sense, and this is something KSI won't tell you, and his fans won't tell you. He hasn't fought in 3 years. Why would a guy that has not fought in 3 years fight a guy that's been boxing consistently since before COVID? Why would anyone do that? Yes, KSI could still win, but it's not going to be as technically as good, or in his prime as he could be. You know, if KSI comes and fights Jake with 3 fights under his belt, he's going to have the technique down to a science. He'll be at his prime both technically and mentally. And as much as JJ doesn't want to admit it, Jake Paul is the final boss. He is going to be his toughest opponent. And again, I think that that's what it comes down to, is he's not ready to fight Jake. It's not that he can't fight Jake or he doesn't believe in himself, but he's simply not ready. You know, and again, it makes KSI look bad. He takes an L. If you think that he's scared, I can see why, because that's what the perception is. But he wants to beat Jake Paul at his best, which is what I respect. And I think we all want to see JJ and Jake fight when they're at their best and not at their worst. I also think from a business standpoint, a fight of this magnitude on 3 weeks' notice, I mean, you could just make so much more money and so much more build-up instead of doing it in 3 weeks, in 3 months. So overall, I think that it's a messy situation. I do think that KSI should not have used the verbiage that he used. He should have just said, listen, I've been out of the ring for 3 years. I need a warm-up fight. It's not that I can't. It's not that I don't believe that I can beat Jake, or I don't have the abilities to beat Jake, but I want to beat him at my best. And that's a reasonable point. But Jake made him look bad, and he made his team look bad. And I have to give it to Jake. Jake's a genius. I mean, he knows how to manipulate people and get people to believe in him. I mean, Teddy Atlas, Chelsea Nunn, they all believe him. You know, now everyone, whenever, and what was interesting is Chelsea Nunn put out a video saying Jake can't trust the boxing community. And I was like, Jake's mission has been accomplished. Because now, everyone will be okay and forgive him for not fighting real boxers. And he now has the upper hand on KSI. But yeah, so those are my thoughts and reactions on all of this drama, all of this beef. And again, I think KSI is to blame. He should have come back to boxing earlier. I've said he shouldn't have stopped boxing after Logan. And if he loses, it's on him because he took too long. And if Jake progresses and fights better and better people while we wait for KSI to fight Jake, it just messes it up a lot. Would have been cool to see KSI and Jake Paul happen now, 100%. But is it what needs to happen right now? No. So yeah, that's the video. Like, sub, and comment, and see you in the next one.